Want to see a sweet little card for Mother's Day? Hey everyone, it's Kathy Zielski. Welcome back to my channel and my studio. Today I'm making a little project using some of the components of a special limited edition kit from Simon Says Stamp. Some of these products you can buy separately, but the kit is a fantastic deal. It's not just limited to Mother's Day, but the card I'm making today for my mom. To see that simple card project, stick around. It's coming up next. Here's a look at the products I'll be using for today's card. Now, these products are part of a larger kit, a limited edition kit from Simon Says Stamp called Fresh Air Flowers. I am pulling out just a few items from the kit to make my card today. You are going to get in that kit some pre-folded card bases, which is kind of fun, right? To have these ready to go. And I think I'm going to do my stenciling right on the card base. So let me get some inks that I think I'm going to use and we'll get started. I'm gonna get set up here with a few things. So I have my Stamp and Stencil Mat from Simon Says Stamp, but if you work on a slick surface like me, I work on a glass media mat. It can be nice to have a little of Tim Holtz's, well, media grip mat to put your Stamp and Stencil mat on if you don't want it to slide, because once it's down, it doesn't slide. So I kind of love that. And I want to show you the stencils. Well, I love that on the back you can see the pattern that you're creating. All right, so let's take that out. And I think that's, I just love when that is the case. So you've got stencils and you know you're in the right side up when you see the etching, but also it says branch layer, floral layer, shading layer, and leaf layer. So this is so smart because it is set up so that it can help you to figure out what goes where. So I am going to take my card and I'm going to lift up my mat here. Let's take you off. Okay, it's got the little protective sheet and I'm just going to lay this right here for now because I am going to do this right on the card. For me, however, I can't see very well because it's super bright in here. So I'm going to take a piece of masking and put it right on the line so that I know exactly where the guide for my card front is, if that makes sense. Ooh, now I'm sliding. All right, so I'm going to start with the first layer. And that way I can center this right here. And I'm actually also going to put a little bit of repositionable adhesive here. Hold on. I always keep a little of this in case I need it because I want this part to stay in place. And the repositionable adhesive can easily be rubbed off your paper. But that way it's going to hold that down a little bit more. All right, I think that's mostly where I want it to be. Let me pick it up. I'm not sure now. I think I pressed it down too soon. All right, let's go here. Get it centered, top to bottom, and there. Now, another thing you could do if you were really worried about lining up your stencil, which I don't think this is going to be a hard one, but you can do guides too, right? Like if you go, let's see here, I got to get it right butted up. Oh my gosh, I know I can do this. We have the technology. If I put this little friend here and this little friend here, butt it right up against, there we go. It's going to give me a corner to always place my stencil in, which I kind of like that. Kind of like it. But now, I mean, I guess now that we're masking, well, we gotta mask. We gotta spare the adhesive and spoil the repositionable, well, you know. Because we're doing this on one piece. This is, I think this is from Heffy Doodle. I love this. I've just had it out on my desk and, well, we're going to isolate. It's all going to be good. Okay, coming in like that. Now, hold that setup. You know, that's it though. When you're stenciling, it's all about the setup and then you have your delivery. Now, I am going to use my latte color and I need to figure out if I've got a brown brush. Okay, so again, this is actually I gotta put it this way because if I do it the other way, I always put my hand into the ink. So I'm gonna just double check. Oh, do I have a little scratch paper? I do. In my little junk drawer. I just want to make sure the color's looking nice. It's a light color, which is exactly what I want for my branches. So that looks nice. So I'll load up my brush and we're just going to come in for the branches. And I'm going to swirl clockwise and counterclockwise, both ways, to get that nice, get that color in. But I will hold down the stencil just so that it stays where I want it to stay, even though I have that little bit of repositionable adhesive. Right. And I don't want it to be too dark. Just want it to be a nice little branch. And I get to use all of this masking paper again. So you could also just use copy paper. That would be fine too. All right, first color done. Let's peel and reveal. And we'll just lift this up and take a look at our branch. There we go. Now, I don't need to worry as much. This was just the floppy boppy, right? So I'm going to take my adhesive eraser and I'm going to remove this. You don't need an adhesive eraser. You can just rub it out with your finger too. Now we move on to the next layer, and this layer is the floral layer. So again, now I can just put that right back in there because I know that is going to be lined up. I like my little tape guide idea. I think that's pretty smart. And I am going to be using my smaller blending brushes for this, but we're going to start with our pinks, and I'm going to get my pink brush here. Just going to clean that off. And I'm going to get a little carnation. Now I kind of want to go in a rainbow order around here. So here we're going to have a little pink flower like that. Okay. And I think I'm going to, well, no, I think I'm going to do, oh, I like this idea. Okay. I'm going to make all the tulips the same. Or I think that's a tulip. And now I do need a little bit of masking. Let's see, what can I do? There we go, just like that, okay? This is such an, I love mini stencils. Mini stencil sets are so fun because, oh, and I can keep that there. They're easy to use, right? They're small and they're cute. So I'm gonna set my carnation over here. I'm going to come in now with my orange, and I have pulled my melon. So melon is the next color for the flower. This is just the colors I love so much. So I'm holding this down and we're adding this. Oh, got a little much in there. I'm gonna potch. Do a little potch. There we go. I should have tapped a little. There we go. Because this is the lighter layer, but pretty easy to get that down. I like the this little guide here, the tape guide. I feel very smart right now. I hope it doesn't stick, but I don't think it will. All right, now I got a little heavy-handed on there, and that's okay. Coming in now with the shading layer. Tape you into place. Kind of a sucker for the celery, so I'm gonna go with celery, and then I'll have Pearfection as my darker tone. So we're loading up, and again, tap, tap, tap. I don't want it to be super heavy, but this can all be the same. I don't have to worry about changing brushes, colors. We're just laying down a nice light layer. Very fresh. It's very spring-like. Again, I just swish, swoosh, back and forth. I think that's probably good to go. Oh, a little more up there. Okay. Good. And now we're going to bring in the shadow layer. Okay, so now we have that. So you can keep using the masking. It works for a while. This low-tack stuff is great. Post-it notes work great as well. So here, this is where you need to pay attention. You got to isolate, right? We're going to isolate. Let's get our oranges done first. So that's a little darker. I don't have to change my brush because I'm using a darker orange, and then we're just going to start, bring it in, like that. Just go over it. You can kind of see why those smaller brushes are nice because they give you just a little more control over the small openings. That's nice. Get that in there. I don't want to bring in too much ink because my pads are, I re-inked them recently, so they're very juicy. But I just want this to be darker than layer 1. I'm going to bring in the darker color here, and this is going to be Rose. My pink brush. Yeah, it's going to be a lot darker. I like that. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Okay, hold it down. Blend. That doesn't, it does not take much to get that color. Ooh, so good. And if you're nervous about that one, just put your thumb over it like that. Isn't that nice? Get a little of that ink on your thumbnail, right? Because it tells you on each layer what goes where, and I love that. I love that. Okay. Now, you know, I almost wonder if I should have gone one darker with the orange. I may still do that, not 100% sure. Here's what I'm also going to do. Just wipe some of that hot color because I don't want to inadvertently transfer any of that into my greenery. Pearfection. I might need fresh tape to cover this off. I think I might have gotten a little pink in there. And you know what? The world will continue. The world's going to be okay. We're going to make it. We're going to make it after all. All right, let's get you in there. Okay. This guy, I can just do that, right? That can go there. That guy can go there. Then work your way around. Like that. Okay. Oh my goodness, look at how small that is. I think, yeah, that is supposed to be. I am a doctor of stenciling. But again, once you get it, you'll you know, that's the groove. Okay, there we go. There we go. Very easy. Tap it in. Good to go. Come up here. If it's slipping, check your ink. All right, come on now. There. Is that going to stick? Well, I think I'm going to have to hold it, or I'm going to have to go with something stickier. This is where we break out the heavy-duty tapes, okay? I mean, it's still a low-tack tape, but that will stay. There we go. And that will stay right there. Get in while the getting's good. Like that. Okay, that's good. So let me just grab one more orange and I'll be done. I should have gone with Sherbet from the outset, and let me just wipe away some green. And this is quick, right? This is easy. Yeah, that's a little darker. Okay, there we go. Gently lift to reveal our beautiful, lovely image. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I love it. Let me get cleaned up and we'll move on. Just wanted to show you how easily the tapes come off, and also to get your piece off, you just bend your mat and just do it slowly and your whole piece will come off. There is some dull pink cardstock in this kit, and I am going to cut several layers here. I'm kind of obsessed right now with this little baby Sizzix SideKick because I recently pulled it out for something that I did, and I'm like, why do I not use this little baby? It's so easy. I mean, I love my big Gemini, but look at how cute this is. It's like, oh, hello. I think because I used to work on a different type of mat and it never stuck, but this thing sticks once you use the little lever. It sticks really hard, and now I have a beautiful cut for my greetings. So what I'm going to do, shake you. Oh, that is really good. I am going to release you. I'm going to cut out 3 more of these, and then I am going to cut the shadow layer. Actually, I'm going to cut out more than this. The shadow layer is going to be in vellum, I think. Well, actually though, I might not even need that shadow layer. But let me cut some more of these out off camera so that I can glue them together for some dimension. So I got an idea, and here's the idea. I glued 4 of these moms together. I didn't do a perfect job, but I did a decent job. And I'm going to put it on a vellum layer, right, for my card, because I think that will be soft and pretty. However, I want it to have a little dimension, so I'm going to put 1 white layer behind. Well, it'll all make sense. Let me add my glue here, because then it's easy to have something with vellum that kind of pops up a little. So I'm taking my liquid glue here. Little tiny dots of Connect glue from Gina K. I guess I could zoom in here. I'm far out, but you know what I mean. All right. And we're going to put this on our layer. And I was looking at my little stencil image, and I noticed I don't think I'm perfectly centered from side to side, but you know what? That's okay. Now, we're going to take this. We're going to make sure we're doing it. Wait, which way is the... There we go. You want to make sure... Well, actually, you know what? Let's do it here so I can actually see it a little better. Okay, and we're going to pop that onto the vellum for a little softness. For the greeting. Oh, come up a little, Kathy. You're a little off there. There we go. And I'll just wipe away any glue. Now that looks good, right? We gotta maybe come down a little here. Now that it's in place, I'm just gonna flip this over for a second and put my glass brick on here. Because then what I'm gonna do is just add 1 layer to the back so that this will have just a little bit of lift off the page. Not much. This is 110-pound cardstock, and it will go right here, and then I will add my glue here. So let me glue that on, and then we're ready to start building the card. Glue's on, and then you just put it right on the back like that. And I did white just because I thought it would look nicer to have the, I got a little dye hair in there, to have the white layer as the one that's against the card. And then you can just sort of wiggle your top one, get that into place, and that way your shadow layer has a little separation, but not much. So next, I need to fold my card base. And all I'm going to do is just fold away like that, right? And give that a press. So that's what's kind of nice about having these pre-done note cards. They're really nice for just any purpose, but sometimes it's very nice just to do a 1-layer card. So I'm going to tape this closed though, because it's a heavy cardstock. All right, so now I have this beautiful, simple, elegant background. And look at Mom. Mom is going to go here. And now if I want to add 1 more, you know what? I could. I think I do. I'm going to add a couple more. I just changed my mind because I want that to have a little bit of a float. So hold tight. I'm going to get those on. All right. I'm so glad I changed my mind, because now what you want to see, this is a little wild. 3 on the back, 3 on the front. Now I wish I could take credit for this. Someone gave me this tip a long time ago on the YouTube, because this allows you to place your element down. And see, I guess we are going to lose a flower there by putting this down like that, but I think that's going to be really pretty. So let me add glue to the back here. Like that. It's so simple, right? And actually maybe, no, you'll see a little flower there, and that's okay. I want Mom to be right like that. All right, let's put this on and give that a chance to set. Inside this limited edition kit, there is a sentiment strip. This is from one of my CZ Design sentiment strips, and I love this. I love that they included the cheeky ones. I mean, I think it could be funny to have Mom, wasn't it great having me? It's okay that I'm your favorite, but really I only have a brother, so I feel like maybe I'm just going to do Your Mom Believable. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that out with a sentiment strip from Simon Says Stamp. It'll give me a nice little cut, and I'll add this as my sub greeting. I'm going to go ahead and trim this down with considering I used my baby die cut machine, I'm using baby tools today that make me feel like a giant. I'm going to cut this now. There we go. Okay, so the Mom Believable. Let me grab my little Copic T10 marker so I can color the sides. This is just something I like to do with my sentiment strips because they are printed with a black toner-based ink. They are not black all the way through. So I like to just take my alcohol marker because it dries instantly, right? Just go like that. Or I mean, it soaks in. I don't know if it dries instantly, but you're not going to get it on your hands. And that is one of my favorite things, but it makes it look like this is just white on solid black cardstock. So that is my subgrading. Also in the kit are some foam squares from Darice. And so I'm going to use these little cuties. I am a person who, you can never have enough dimensional adhesive on hand. So anytime there is some, I love it. And I keep my stash, oh, wrong side. I keep my stash handy. And all I'm going to do here is just take a couple off, take some of these squares. And if you'll notice, the size is going to be perfect. Oh, look at that. But now I'm not 100% sure where I'm putting this yet. So you know what? I need to slow my roll. Let's put one there for now because this is here. And I think what I would like this to be is at the bottom. Well, I don't know. Is that where I want that to be? Or do I want it to actually have a connection to the, ooh, now that actually might make up for the fact that I feel like, or should it be a little higher? Well, here's the beauty. When you have these, you can stack them, right? So check this out. I'm going to stack them. Then you're going to get a little extra dimension. So Mom, I may have to put this in a much thicker envelope, but what I'm going to do first is see if that is the dimension that I need. And if it, come on, you can do this, Kathy. You have the technology. Is that? You know what? It is. I think I like this arrangement. And so here's what we're going to do. We're going to use a little liquid glue right on the spot where I might need a little more support. And I'm not worried about the rest of it because, again, I might put this into a package with more protection so that it doesn't get smushed. But I don't know. Maybe I won't. But here, I'm just going to put a little glue on for where the contact points will be. And we're just gonna, oh, I need my tweezers. I can't see what I'm doing. We're gonna come here and we're gonna go like that. I like that. I like it coming out just a little bit and popping that down like that. I think that's nice. Now I can play with this straightness here. Bring in my ruler. Bring in my ruler and say, this has to come up a little to be straight. Whenever I hear Mom Believable, I just want to sing that song, You're Unbelievable. All right, I've got some, these are, I have these labeled wrong. I just realized, wait a minute, these are the shiny ones. I've got the silver foil pearls from Studio Katya, and I just recently picked up a bunch of these pearls because sometimes I just like the extra dimension, right? And they also do not have holes in them. And for me, that's the critical aspect of an embellishment. All right, let's just add our glue, little dab and boop. And that's enough to hold it, right? See that? Boop. And I don't, well, see there, I just squished some out, but it will dry clear. But a lot of times I just drop it and let it sit. And then it will adhere on its own without squishing too hard. So it's something I've kind of gotten the hang of. Well, that's not enough. How about that? There we go. Boop. And the last one. I like that there's 5 sequins or boop. Oh, we slid. There we go. I like that there's 5 and this one splits the line on the outside and this one splits the line on the inside. And that's the finished card. I have a card to send to my mom for Mother's Day. I hope she gets the Mom Believable. Mom, if you watch, leave a comment. Drop a comment. I don't think she has a YouTube account. Oh, gotta love them. All right. Thanks so much for watching. You can find links to all of the products I used in today's video in the YouTube description box. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, I would love to have you, so hit that subscribe button and hit the bell as well so that you don't miss the next time I post. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you back here with another card project soon. To see a few more card ideas for Mother's Day, check out the 2 thumbnails I have linked for you below, and I'll see you in those videos.